Morning guys, coming today to do a beaded scorpion tutorial. Promised you guys that I'd do it, so I thought, well, I might as well do it this morning before I do the housework, and then I can have this upload while I'm doing the housework. So here we go. We're gonna make this guy. I've already done a tutorial on a beaded spider, so if you go and watch that tutorial, you'll get how to make the scorpion body, because they're made the same way. The only difference is the front, the nippers and the front bit, and then of course the tail that comes down. But the legs and the body are done the same as the spider. So if you want to go watch the spider tutorial first, you'll get the idea on how to make what we'll be doing to make the scorpion. All right, so this is the guy we're making today. When we begin, we're going to start with this front bit here, which is his face, more or less. And so that's where we're beginning there. And then we'll be doing the nipper bits, these bits here. Okay, and then the rest of the scorpion is pretty much like the spider. Okay, so this is the guy we're making. Spin him around for you so you can see. So we'll get on with that now. Hopefully I haven't got too much of a disaster happening in the background there, because I'm trying to I'm trying to clean up. I'm actually after a new desk, so this one's a bit of a disaster at the minute. Okay, so what you're going to need is a pair of cutting pliers to cut your wire. You're going to need round nose pliers and some flat nose pliers. You don't need the flat nose pliers if you can pull the wire through with your hands, but it is only a thin wire because you're going to have to pass it through the beads twice. I use 26 gauge wire, but you can also use 28 gauge if you wish. Anything thicker than 26, I'm not sure. You're going to have a lot larger beads, because it has to go through twice. So you're going to have to figure out, excuse me, you're going to have to figure out the bead size to match your wire. So of course, if you're using bigger beads, you can use thicker wire. But we're using seed beads and we're using bugle beads, so the holes in those are only small. But the more you make, the more you'll figure it out as you go along. And about 1 meter of wire. That also depends again. If you're using bigger beads, you're gonna probably need more of the wire. So I'm just using a red wire today, and it just comes on a roll like this. Made in Taiwan. So yeah, 26 gauge. The camera doesn't want to focus. Okay, so what I need to start with is you're gonna take your wire, grab both ends together, and put like a little fold in the other side, in the other end, bottom end, to find your middle point. Okay, so I'll just make a little thing. So you're going to need some bicone beads, which are, these kind of beads. I'm using these. Again, you don't have to use these. You could use some smaller round beads or something, but I'm going to use the bicone bead. And these ones are actually no good, so I won't be using those. But yeah, that's what I'm using anyway. So they come in various sizes and colours. I'm using 4mm and some 6mm, because that's what I've got on hand. Okay, so to begin with, what you're going to do is you're going to take a 6mm bicone bead and 2 seed beads and another 6mm bicone. And you're just going to pop it on one end of your wire like this, okay, like that, and you're going to let that go all the way down to the where your halfway point is. Oh, you poke an eye out with this stuff. Okay, so it's down there at the halfway mark. Then you're going to take one wire. I'm going to take the right hand side wire, right hand end wire. Because I'm right-handed, I always work on the right-hand side, but if you're left-handed, you could work from the left-hand side. It isn't going to make any difference. You're still going to have to do the same thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add on, I'm just going to move these about. This is actually a mix of bugle, not bugle, seed beads, but they've also got the little squarey ones, because I bought this off a lady on Facebook and she mixed them up, so it doesn't matter. But I want the round seed beads, so I want 6. No, I don't. I want 8. Sorry, I want 8 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is 8, and this is now going to be one of the nippers. So we're going to bring this down to where the other beads are sitting. What you're going to do is these 6, you're going to flick this end one, just the end one away, and bring your wire same side that you've just put these on, take that back through those 7 seed beads. Okay, so your wire is coming back out there like that. So you're going to take that back through, back down, and they're going to sit right on top. Let me just get that so you can see, right on top of that first bugle, a bicone bead. Can you see that? That's where they're going to sit. So you're going to pull that wire. Okay, you're going to pull that and hold that down there so that it's not moving from this center point, and then pull it down, and it's going to anchor because you moved away that last seed bead, number 8, and you didn't put the wire through that. It anchored it, so now it's holding it there. So now you've got your wire. Let me just straighten this out so you can see. Now you've got your wire coming out like that. And you see it's coming out right there. Let's just focus there, but it's coming out right there next to between the bugle and the seed bead. And that's your other wire here that you haven't used yet. So now you're going to do the same thing as this set of seed beads. You're going to do that on this wire. Okay, so I used the right hand wire before, now I'm using the left hand wire, but I'm turning it around so it's on my right. I hope that makes sense. So we're going to put 8 seed beads on that side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So again, I'm just going to move one seed bead away because we don't want that, and we're going to go back through the same wire, all those other 7 seed beads. I'm going to pull that, push those beads down and pull that wire through all the way down. Be careful not to kink your wire, because if you kink it, it could bend and then you will snap it, and then you have to start again, and you don't want to do that. So we're going to pull that wire all the way through and pull it tight, not too tight, because again you can snap a bead or your wire. So Now we have this. So you've got your wires. Let me get my little. You got your wires coming up through next to each side on that next to your seed beads and your bicon beads. Your wires are coming up through there. Okay, can you see? I don't know. Right there on each end. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab 6. Let me see. Is it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 6. 6 seed beads. And again, I'm using the right hand side wire, but you can use the left hand side. Do the same thing as what I'm doing with the right hand. So if you're left-handed, perfectly okay to use the left-hand side wire. 6 on there like that. Where am I? There, like that. And you see, okay. And then you're going to grab the wire that you're not using. Grab this wire that you're not using, and put it back through all those like that. So you've got, whoops, so you've got 2 ends poking out like that. And you see there's one end here and one end here. Whoops. Okay, so like that. Okay, then pull both ends and bring it all the way down. Careful not to kink the wire. And it will sit, well, it should sit. If we've done it correctly, it will sit in between the 2 nippers. Okay, so you can see the wire coming right through in between the 2 nippers there. Right, so those nippers will bend forward. Just I'm bending them forward now, just so I can show you what part of the scorpion we're at. There we go. Whoops. You see the nippers? I've bent them just so you can see. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm just straightening out my wire, because it does get a little twisted, and because it's so long it gets entwined in itself. Well, I'm just straightening it out so it's nice to work with. Okay, now what we're going to do is a leg. We're going to grab a bicone bead, a 4mm bicone bead, and a bugle bead, and a seed bead, and a bugle bead, and a 6mm bugle bead, and a seed bead. So you have something that looks like this. Okay, so the bottom there's a 4mm bugle, a 4mm bicone, a bugle, a seed bead, a bugle, a bicone, and a seed bead. So that's what you need for each leg. Every leg that we do is going to be exactly like that. So now what we're going to do is take the end and move this seed bead away. You don't want to go back through that. You move that away and bring this wire end back through all these beads except this end seed bead. Okay, so we'll do that. Bring that back through all those beads. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to do this a lot quicker. Okay, so now if you You can see the wire now coming through all the beads except for the seed bead, which is up there. I haven't passed through that twice, but I have with the rest of them. So that's going to be pushed down. You push that all the way down, like so, and pull on that wire. Oh, oh. One of my beads is a bit, I think that last bead there is a bit, the hole's not big enough. Okay, so there it is there, and it's sitting up against, right up against the seed beads in there. Can you see that? Okay, so now that was the right hand wire. So now I'm going to use the left hand wire and do the same thing. So again, I'm going to use the 4mm bicone, and sorry for all the ums. Hopeless. So 4mm bicone. There I go again. A bugle bead, seed bead, bugle bead, 6mm bicone, and a seed bead. Same recipe as the other leg. So I'm going to show you the bicone down here, then whoops, then the bugle bead, the seed bead, bugle bead, bicone, and seed bead. Again, we're not going to go through the seed bead. We're not going to go through that, but we're going to pass the wire back through all those. So I'm just going to do that. Flick that seed bead away because you don't want to go through there. But you do want, oh really? I didn't go through anything. There we go. Actually, I'm going to move it down a bit so I can, there we go, that's better. There we go, back through all those, back down. So again, pushing all that down to the bottom, and pull tight, not too tight. You don't want to snap anything. If you're using glass beads and not acrylic, you can snap them. I've done it many times when I made spiders and scorpions and butterflies and whatever. If you pull too tight, you will snap the bead. Okay, so now we have the ends coming in between, coming out in between the out of the bugles. These bugles, they're not bugles, they're bicone beads. These ones, the wires are coming out through there. Okay, all right, now we're going to do another row of these seed beads, and they're going to sit right on top of these seed beads. All right, so let's do that. So I'm using the right hand wire and 6. We need 6 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. Grabbing your other wire end, and you haven't got your beads on, and put that through so that you've got 2 ends coming out again like that. Okay, and then pull that pull both ends, and your beads will sit on top of the other ones, the other seed beads there that we did earlier. Okay, so it's going to look like that, and we just did this row. Okay, and it should sit nicely on top like that. Now you've got your wire coming through each end of the seed beads. Your wire needs to be coming, where am I? Coming out there of your seed beads on each end. Okay, so now again we're doing another leg. So now it's just you're alternating legs and then the middle seed beads. So for the leg we do the barcodes, the bugle, the seed bead, bugle, 6mm barcode. I think my desk is moving. Yeah, it is. And a barcode. Hopefully I'll get new desks soon, and then I won't have the problem of the keyboard sliding in all the time on me. This is a rather large desk, but it's not spacious enough. It goes up, not out, and I use the keyboard as my work area, and as you can see, it moves in on me. It doesn't have a locking mechanism on the keyboard, so I can lock it so it doesn't move. So pass the wire back through, skipping the seed bead. You pass the wire back through the legs again like you did before. Push it down and it'll sit on top of those seed beads we just put on. And then you'll have 2 legs, and then I'll just move that wire, and then you have your wire coming out of the bugle bead. Okay, and then we're going to do this side using this wire. We're going to add another leg on that side. Okay, so using that wire, add a barcode, a bugle, a seed bead, a bugle, and a 6mm barcode, and a bugle, and a seed bead. Okay, again, skipping that end seed bead and running your wire back through all those leg beads there and pulling it through, pushing that down, holding it taut, pulling your wire through. Okay, and then 2 wires. Whoa, poking eye out with this stuff. No, where'd my poking thing go there? Now there's 2 wires coming out on either side of the bugle bead. Sorry, not bugle. What are they? Bicone beads. See, each wire is coming out from there. Now we're going to add another row of the seed beads. So 6 seed beads on the right hand wire or the left, whatever you're working on is fine. 1, 2, 3, oh, not that one. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Passing the other wire through, crossing, like so it crosses over. So you've got 2 ends coming out, pull it through and have it land right in the middle. So now you have 3. See, we did 1, 2, 3. So you've got, and now again we're alternating. We're going to do the legs again, 1 on each side. So barcode bead, right hand side wire, barcode bead, leg bead, barcode, leg bead, oh, bugle bead rather, bugle bead, seed bead, bugle bead, barcode, and a seed bead. Okay, getting rid of that seed bead, don't want that. Back through all those beads with the same wire, pulling it through and pushing those beads down so they're sitting down the bottom. Whoops, no kinks, and pull that through. Done. Now it has 3 legs on that side. Now let's do the other wire with a bicone bead, bugle bead, seed bead, bugle bead, bicone bead, seed bead. Get on. And again, flicking off that seed bead and passing that wire back through all those beads on that side. Whoops, I've lost it. Okay, so back through there, pulling it through, pushing that down, pulling that wire through that. And now we have 3 legs on that side. And just move your wires up into the middle there so that they're coming through the center, and ta-da! Look at that. Now, another set of the seed beads. So let's go ahead and do that. So 6 seed beads on one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Grab your other end, other wire, pass it through the same 6 again, like that. Pull that through and pull it down so that it sits on in the middle once again. And now we have that. Now we're adding a leg to the wire. So right hand wire, and we have a bicone, bugle, seed bead, bugle, 6mm bicone, and a bugle, and a seed bead. Okay, flicking away that seed bead, passing that wire back through again, all the way down to that last one, pulling it through, pushing the leg down, that sits on top, pulling the wire through, and doing the other leg, the other wire. Bugle bead, bicone bead, bugle bead, seed bead. Of course my dog would be barking. Seed bead, bugle bead, bicone bead, seed bead. Okay, same deal, skipping that bead at the end, the seed bead, and passing your wire back through the leg. You probably have the hang of it now because there's a pattern to it, and you keep doing the same thing until we get up to doing the tail. So, and pull that through that, and now we have 4 legs on each side. Our wires are coming up through the middle there, between the legs. Wires are coming up between the legs. Ooh, a bit dangerous. And now we're doing the seed beads again, another 6 in between those 2 legs. Oh. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this one. 5, 6. Okay. Grab the other wire and pass that through. Whoops. So didn't. Pass. Oh, really? I can't see. I think I need glasses. There's a 6, 2 wires. Pull that. Pull both wires. Have it sit in the center. And if you've done it correctly, it should sit nice and flat in between. So then you have that. Okay? I don't know what that white spot is. A bit of something. You know. So like that. Now the pattern changes slightly because we've finished the legs and we've finished the 6 stomach beaded bit. So now we're going to put 2 seed beads on the right hand wire. 1, 2, 4mm bicone bead and 2 seed beads again. And then I'll just show you that. So it looks like that. So that's the combo we've done. Oh, focus camera. No, don't want to focus. Why would I do that? There we go. Like that. So then we take the other wire, the other end, and put that back through again. So again, you've got your 2 wires coming out like that. Pull that down, and that's now going to sit in the center of those 6 beads. Okay, so it looks like that. So we've just done this bit here, right. Now we're going to work on top of that again. So we're going to take another, what is it, 4? Yeah, 4 seed beads. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so I've got 4 seed beads. Did I just sniff? Sorry if you heard me sniff. Oh, I hate it when people sniff when they it's annoying. But I have an allergy thing going on. Okay, 4 in the middle. Yay, we're getting there, we just did these. So now we're gonna do 3. So 3 seed beads again, right hand wire, whatever side you like. 2 and 3. Pass that through the same thing again with the other wire. Pull both ends, have it come sit on the top, and like that. So it's sitting on top. Mine's a bit of a wonky donkey because my seeds are not my seed beads are not even because they're made in China, so they're not, you know, uniform. But there you go, got 3 on top there. So that's that one there we just did. And now we're going to do 2. So we're going to put 2 seed beads on one wire and pass the other wire through. So 2 seed beads, pass the other wire through and pull it down, down, and we have 2. Okay, and now what we have to do, now we're up to the what am I trying to say here? The tail part that curls over. So we have that. This is what our scorpion's looking like. what we're going to do is pinch these two wires here together like that. Can you see? Whoop, where am I? Was I even there? Just pinch them together like that, and you're going to be working with your wires as one. Now mine are uneven because I've worked off one side only, so I'm just going to chop off a little bit to even it up. So you're going to work with both your wires as one wire. So what you're going to do now is grab a bugle bead, a bicone bead, thread it on, and it'll be sitting like that on there. Can you see? I've just added this bugle. Really? I keep saying bugle. It's a bicone. So I've just added that one there. See how it's sitting on both wires? Right, so now what we're going to add, keep adding to both wires as one. We're going to add a seed bead, another bicone bead, a bugle bead, another bicone bead, a seed bead, another bicone bead, bugle bead, another bicone bead, a seed bead, and another bicone bead, and then, oh, I didn't get one out. Hang on a second. And then you're going to need a teardrop bead. I don't even know if I mentioned that at the beginning of the video, but you're going to need a teardrop bead that looks like that. Okay, so that, and then that goes with the fat part of it on top like that. Okay, so now that's the pattern to what I've done. I hope you can see that, which is a bicone bead, a seed bead, a bicone bead, a bugle bead, a bicone, seed bead, bicone, bugle, bicone, seed bead, bicone, and then the teardrop. And that is the end. So what I'm going to do is put a seed bead on the end as well. And then, so I've just added the seed bead to the end there. And then I'm just going to take my cutters, snip off and leave about a centimetre, and just use my round nose pliers and just sort of twirl a loop at the end so that it doesn't come undone. And then you're finished. This is it. This is our scorpion flat. If somebody had stomped on it, it would look like this. But we don't want it to look like this. So we're going to bend his tail. I just put my thumb down there and I just sort of curl it up. Then move my thumb up. Then curl it again. Again, move my thumb up and curl it again. And then that's pretty much, see how it's curled? So, and then that's pretty much, and then when he's standing, I just bend it up so that it's, more up. So I'm going to fix the feet and the nippers. I'm just going to push the nippers forward, just like that. See? Push the nippers forward, and it gives them the bent look. And then with the feet, you just position them however you, see how they bend nicely? Now, if you've pulled your wire too tight, your legs won't bend nicely. You'll have trouble bending them. So, but you'll get better with that as you make more scorpions, you'll know. And then the other side, I'll just bend his legs like that, like that. And then the easiest way to position is to put him down and then have a little play with his legs. Play with his legs. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean. Just position him the way, you know, until he stands nicely. You know, to the way you want him to stand. So, there's no right way to how you want, you know, to how, I mean, it's your scorpion, so you fix him how you want him to stand. And then just move his poker spiky thing, and it's wire, so just bend it up. See? Easy. So there you go. Ta-da! Made yourself a scorpion. How cool is that? And of course, I mean, you can see he wobbles. Even though it's made with wire, he wobbles a bit. But because I've used 26 gauge wire, it's a bit, because I needed it to be thinner for the size beads that I was using. But you can use thicker wire, but as long as the hole in the bead is big enough for your wire to pass through twice. So before starting your project, you could just get a bit of wire and see if it will fit twice through your bead, and then start your project. And then if you use a thicker wire, your scorpion will be a lot more stiff, I guess. It won't wobble. So yeah, there he is. There you go. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and I will be back soon. I have more tutorials that I'd like to share with you guys. If you haven't already gone and seen the spider tutorial that I did, which is similar to the scorpion, please go have a look at that one, because the spiders are fun to make. And there is a Christmas spider. If you Google Christmas spider, there's also a legend that you can print out, which is like a little story about the Christmas spider, and they used to sell really well for me at Christmas time. So that's a really cool, nifty kind of little gift to give at Christmas time for the spiders, I mean. And I've got a scorpion family going on here. So the next tutorial that I'm going to do, it will be a tutorial on some how to make your own bling, but I made mine. Bobby actually did a tutorial, but I did mine with the same way she did, but with pearls. So I asked her if she wanted a tutorial, and she said yes. So I'm going to do a quick tutorial on that after I've cleaned up my mess here. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to upload. I'll probably upload them on separate days, because this one's 43 minutes already, and it's going to take a little while to upload. And my son will be home from school, and he'll be complaining that he can't do his gaming because I'm downloading, whatever. Yeah, and then my husband will be home from work, and he'll do the same thing and tell me that I'm using a ball of speed. So I have to quickly go and see if I can upload this before school's out. So there's my scorpion family. These guys made two of them. These two I made last week, a couple of weeks ago. Sold them already on my group, so looks like I have a couple more to sell on my group now, because I did a tutorial this morning, but my card ran out, so I had to start all over again. And now we've made two more. Anyway, I'll be back soon. Hope everybody has a lovely day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.